Hello, students. Very good evening. May you all come on a Sunday evening. I'm seeing you all very clearly for the first time, I think. Can you all tell me a hi? Hello. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That is motivating. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We'll start. Okay. We'll start. So, I just want, because since we are not having an opportunity to talk to each other, I'm just asking you, are you all enjoying the career guidance session? If yes, raise your hands. Are you all enjoying the career guidance session? Is it being useful for you? Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. If you're enjoying it, I'm more than happy. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Excellent, children. Okay. So yesterday we completed looking at careers in teaching and education and training, right? Today, we are looking into a career that is one of the mostly picked choice by Indian society or entire world for that matter. Why am I saying just India? So most of the time, right from your grade 5 or grade 6, we would hear our parents saying, like, you become an engineer, you become a doctor. Yeah, very popular stream. And every student who is really having a lot of love for math and science considers a career in engineering for sure. And without engineering, even this particular thing, I'm sitting in Tamil Nadu somewhere today in a place called Vellore because I'm traveling, and you're sitting somewhere in Karnataka. Without telecommunication engineering, without electronics and electrical engineering, without hardware engineering, I wouldn't be able to take this career counseling today, isn't it? That itself is a huge success, or that itself is a huge achievement, that two different people are sitting in two different places and we are still able to learn from each other. Itself is a career in engineering, isn't it? So that's just an example. But what is misunderstood sometimes is, whenever I ask a question to the students of what engineering you want to become, most of them say, I either want to be a mechanical engineer, a computer science engineer, a civil engineer, or a similar option. But the truth is, did you know engineering itself has more than 40 different options to choose from? How many of you know? Can you raise your hands? Did you know that engineering had 40 different options to choose from? How many of you did not know? How many of you did not know that engineering had 40 different or 50 different options to choose from? Very good, right? So be honest and learn. So let us understand what is the career all about, right? And then if this will be a right fit for you. Okay. Now, I don't know if you know, these are the few engineering options you should know. So the robotics engineer at Aether. Aether is an electric vehicle, a two-wheeler, right? Aether. So the robotics engineer at Aether, the structural engineer at Zuari Bridge. Zuari Bridge is a company, a cement company that builds bridges. Okay. The chip designer at Qualcomm, Bangalore. Okay, chip designer is a person who designs a chip for automating certain tasks. The aerospace engineer at ISRO, the biomedical engineer at Philips, the material engineer at Tata Steel. Six kind of people, one shared instinct. These are just examples like this. Different engineers are required in different industries, either in the manufacturing sector or the construction sector or telecommunication sector. So everything that is happening around us is because of an engineering or a technology behind us, which we don't even know. Now, let us take a few people, or let us take a few organizations that has achieved really big things in engineering as a career itself. Because when I talk about all of this, probably you will understand how important or how vast the industry is. You all must be knowing Chandrayaan. Okay, Chandrayaan is led by ISRO, Somnath sir, and Veeramuthuvel sir. These guys you must have seen on most of the YouTube channels. These people you must have seen in most of places. Just sorry, students, sorry. Okay. So these people you must have known, right? By, Somnath and Veermani. These are the people who first spacecraft to land on the lunar south side of the, pole, right? Built, and they were able to make this, spacecraft at as less as 615 crores, which is sometimes Hollywood movies are 1,000, crores or 500 crores worth Hollywood movies. They were able to make such different and such an innovation in India. So Chandrayaan 3 is a big innovation in India that was invented in ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. Now UPI, when your mother, father, when you go with your mom and dad, I think when you want to make a payment, you used to scan, right, and pay. That also is a big achievement by engineering. The Delhi Metro, right? How difficult it is. You know that Delhi Metro is about 350-kilometer network. Sometimes 350 kilometers is from a city to city. It's like Davangere to Bangalore, or almost, or somewhere near there. That much of distance Delhi Metro has succeeded in making it. So that is the biggest, one of the big engineering marvel. Okay, then Mars orbiter mission. Okay, India entered, Martian orbit in the first attempt, a feat no country had achieved before. Built as less as 450 crores project. Okay, this way the Bakara Nangal Dam, this dam, Jawaharlal Nehru's Temple of Modern India, we call it, 226 meters tall, 168 kilometers of canals, 1,325 milliwatts of power. Such huge, project is also there in India. And then Vande Bharat Express, India's firstly fully indigenous semi-high-speed train, where people were laughing at India can't make great trains, but we made it happen in 2023. All this is something that we know, we study in our subjects, we see it on the television, and all of this is also the real big engineering marvels. Okay. Now let us understand the field, the work. Is it the right fit for you, and what is the career path? Okay. Now, irrespective of what engineering it is, so you try to solve a problem. That is what an engineer fundamentally ends up doing, right from defining a problem, then designing the problem, then building it, and then scaling and operating it. This could also fit for as simple as your favorite motorcycle. All of you like KTM motorbikes, right? Even KTM motorbike was first sketched, and then it was designed on the computer. Then they build a prototype, and then they scaled and operated the entire function. It could be aircraft, it could be a mobile phone, it could be a furniture, it could be a rocket, it could be a spaceship, it can be as simple as a plate, a spoon that you eat. Everything is engineered, manufactured, designed, and executed. So you first of all try to define what it is, and then you design it, and then you build it, and then you scale and operate it. All of this process depends on the industry to industry, and engineer actually happens. If a mechanical engineer designs machines, we call him a mechanical engineer. If it is design, if it's an aircraft which is designed, made, and executed, then is a aircraft engineer. If he is making a building, then we call him a civil engineer. But at the end of the day, everybody is trying to understand the problem, designing a solution, building the solution, scaling and operating the solution. Depends on which product he designs, operates, and builds, we call him that particular engineer. Okay. Now let us understand what this cluster is not. Okay. Not only 4 branches. Let's please understand, it's not just about computer science, mechanical, civil, electrical, or anything. There are roughly 40 odd engineerings available, and few of these are examples: aerospace engineering, biotech engineering, materials engineering, metallurgy. Then there is chemical engineering, environmental engineering, instrumentation, petroleum engineering, mining, marine engineering, naval architecture, right? Automobile engineering, robotics, nanotechnology. Everyone is a serious career in its own way, in its own opportunity. Okay, I've only mentioned a few of them. There are 40 plus. Okay, not only computer science. Don't say I either will take computer science or nothing. That's wrong thing. Even for computer science engineers, see, already in the last 1 decade, too many people have taken computer science engineering. If you are currently in grade 11 and 12, I strongly recommend, unless and until you are ultra interested in it, you're already learning coding, you have a great idea, etc. But if you want to be an engineer, don't follow the crowd necessarily. Analyze what other engineering may suit you in particular and try to pick something from there. Okay. And not only for JEE ranks. And again, there is a misunderstanding that if I don't get a great mark in JEE, or if I don't get through JEE, I can't be a great engineer. That also is wrong. You, by writing JEE, you can get into top IITs, I do agree. But there are excellent colleges apart from IITs in the country or in the entire world. Okay, JEE advanced admits only 17,000. JEE mains opens up to 40,000. All NITs and IIT seats. Okay, you can also consider state level exams like CETs, BITSAT. In Vellore, there is VIEEE. There is Comet K exam, KEA exam. Maharashtra CET is there. Andhra Pradesh's entrance exams are there. Where even across the country, I would easily tell at least 100 good engineering colleges apart from IIT where you pursue, you can still have a good career from. Okay, not guaranteed employment. About 45, but what is the other side? But about 45% of Indian graduates are unemployed or unemployed in their own branch. Usually because they pick a branch by rank, not by the fit. That means you have a great fit to be a mechanical engineer, but you ended up taking computer science engineer. You're a very good computer science engineer. You have a great fit for a computer science engineering. You ended up taking civil engineering. So it is very, very important to understand within engineering what would be the right choice for you, and you pick it. For a few people, they would be good in coding. For a few people, they would be good in making. For a few people, they would be good in electronics. So you got to understand your skill set, and you must be able to choose a career based on that. Either your teachers or I can help you choose a career like that, probably when I come to meet you at your school. Okay. Now, a few career options. Let's understand. Let's pick a few career options. First one I would like to pick here is robotics engineering. What does this guy do? Designs machines that sense, decides, act, okay, from arms into factory. So robotics engineering includes a lot of artificial intelligence also. Yeah, AI, I cannot stop talking about AI because it's one of the most leading or most dominating industries at the moment, but it also is calling for a lot of losses, and too many people have pursued that could also backfire. Let us see how the world goes. Okay, that is what a robotics engineer do. So tomorrow I'll tell you everything. Even robots are going to be used even in war. Okay, right from Indian government or any government across the country, across the world, is trying to use robots for war instead of sending soldiers for war. Can robots be helping us in the war? These are a few examples of how robots are used. Robots can be used in the manufacturing industry to make something with absolute zero errors. Robotics are used even in hospitals fundamentally while you are even making operations to the patients at zero error. All of these options are actually opening up. Okay, then comes is you must be knowing civil engineer, structural engineer who designs, builds bridges, buildings, dams, roads, metros. You know what a civil engineer does fundamentally, right? Let's take somebody like this is a very futuristic option, children, within environment, within engineering, environmental engineer, because our ecology, our geography, our air, water system is already highly spoiled because of higher, and we also know of global warming, right? You know, you must be knowing what global warming is. The entire world is getting warmer day by day, right? So you need environmental engineers to put our earth back into place, right? So government itself will hire a lot of environmental engineers, because all the government in every world meetings, the governments are trying to sign contracts that they will save the soil, save the water, save the air, and automatically both private and the public sector, people will be hiring environmental engineers to put the ecology back to place. It is a very tough subject, but a great subject to study high at future. Okay, and let us understand cyber security. We are in the world of internet, right? We are in the world of internet. We are using internet so much. Your data, my data, your parents' data, your everybody's data somewhere or the other through social media or through any means or through emails. Our data is always online. Okay, cyber security engineer tries to protect our privacy. Okay, through technology. It could be bank payment, or it could be your health records, or it could be government data. all the personal data, these guys try to keep it secure. Okay, now you need to think, right? So every opportunity around you can make you an engineer. What kind of a problem is really bothering you? What kind of a problem do you have? You have that burning desire in your tummy that I really want to solve this problem. You fundamentally can become that engineer, because engineering is there in every single problem the world requires, and you actually can have one engineering that is just there for you. Okay, and there is also deep tech founder. This is again, you must have heard of this word, CTO, chief technological officer or chief technology officer. Every big company, Infosys, Wipro, or any smaller companies also today's time, they are trying to build a product, not physical. See, car is a product, bike is a product, a machine is a product, a mobile phone is a product. These are all hardware and software put together. But you can also create a product which is absolutely not physical, absolutely digital. For example, Swiggy and Zomato is also a product through which you order food, is also a product. It's a deep tech, right? The complete product is technology. There is no physical handout over there. So the entire company is running based on that one application, right? So you can also do your engineering, computer science engineering, electronics engineering, whatever engineering, and then you can also do MBA, learn business, and become a founder, be a CTO, a co-founder, or a founder, and build things. Okay, you can build complete technology, and Silicon Valley's need a lot of intelligent CTOs out there as well. So there are about 20 different options on my screen. I took a few of them to help you understand what kind of options do really exist. Okay, now what does the day look? Maybe for a civil engineer, the day looks like he meets the clients every day. He goes to the site and checks if everything is right. Are things happening as per the plan given on the paper? Is the client really paying the money on time based on the project delivery? Maybe think of the life how it would kind of be. And think of a computer science engineer's life. Probably he or she is coding a particular software that they are trying to build, right? They are discussing with their team members. They have time maps by when they need to complete it. They'll be talking to the client and checking if the software is going on time. You'll be talking with your teammates if the project is actually getting over on time. You'll be testing if the software is ready before even you hand it over to your client. Okay, this is what a computer science engineer would do. So similarly, an aeronautical engineer will understand before the flight is going to be in the air, if everything is checked, or in the manufacturing segment, he will ensure every part is fit well, things like that, right? So you'll be able to use your common sense. When I tell every engineering, putting a prefix to it, what would that guy do? If you put 2 minutes of thought, you would know what that guy would actually do, isn't it? Okay, now let's understand if engineering is for you, if engineering is not for you. That's the next topic. Okay, you take things apart to understand them. The fan, the printer, the code. So if you have this intent or interest, every single thing that you see in front of you, you feel like break opening and seeing what is there. You want to understand how does this really work. Okay, there is a curious mind in you that just doesn't convince you by using the product, but you have this interest of understanding how the product works, right? Sumne fan on the orta ಆ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಂದ ಗಾಳಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ, ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಈ ತರ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಆಟೋಮೊಬೈಲ್. ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಓಪನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಬಾನೆಟ್. Okay, if you have mobile phone and you want to break open and see how does the mobile phone work, if this kind of a thought process, you have that curious mind to understand how it works, it's a good calling for you to be a engineer. You're willing to be wrong on paper 5 times to be right. That means you need to fail multiple times to succeed at once. Okay, you enjoy the specific pleasure of a solution that also happens to be elegant. Idella tumba idrunu, I'm telling you, an engineer fundamentally enjoys the process than the result, because once the result comes, everybody will enjoy or flourish over the result that is there. But the process is the challenge. The process will put you to multiple failures. 1,000 times you try to solve the problem, it wouldn't come to a solution. Again and again you do it, and slowly eventually you succeed. If you have that kind of a thought process, it can be a good option for you. You can hold a system in your head, inputs and transformation outputs, edge cases, without losing the shape of it, right? So you like to being useful, you want to work to be at the end of the world when the world needs you, where you want to solve the problem. Okay, you have the patience to be detailed oriented, not just doing things for once and running away, but seeing it. Imagine You're putting aircraft, for example, you're putting 1,000 people inside an Airbus or 500, 300 people inside an aircraft and putting it in the air, 35,000 kilometers above the sea level or the land. Imagine what kind of engineering or what kind of flawlessness you should have to put something like that in the air. One small flaw can cause death, and that's the precision what an engineer works for, right? Just imagine a car. Okay, you are allowing a car to be on the road at 120, 130 kilometers per hour, and you give a brake shoe. When you apply the brake, within 10 seconds, 6 seconds, it should come to zero. If it does not come, just imagine what happens. Can you understand the seriousness of an engineer's job? Because at the end of the day, every engineering marvel, every engineering product made by the human is for the humans, is for the humans to use it, to speeden up the process, to achieve precision, whatsoever. When that is not achieved at its best, the engineer fails. So you need to have that passion for success, precision, detail oriented, and you should have the passion for accuracy. Okay, you need to keep all this in mind. And when should you not pick up? Okay, we saw what are the situations you can take up engineering. Now I'm going to talk about when you should not be picking engineering. When you dislike mathematics. If math is not your area, rethink. Arithmetics and reasoning skill is not your area, rethink. Don't take because everybody is choosing it, but math is very, very important to be a successful engineer. You want to be working, you want the work to be finished by 6 p.m. and forgotten. Not for all the industries, but a few industries. Take, for example, architecture, civil engineering. Certain industries will expect you to be on the place because of curing, because of weather condition, etc. Okay, an environment engineer, because a road engineer, based on the weather conditions, you may have to change your time because you're actually working outside. But a few industries are not like that. Few industries are like that within engineering. You want a job where being technically wrong is a matter of opinion, not a matter of fact. No, then it will not be for you. You want the first 5 years to be preliminarily about status, not about craft. Even then, it is not for you. It will take that time, 3, 4, 5 years for you to be at a good position and take up. But comparing to many of the other industries in the market, you come out from a decently good engineering college, you can actually kickstart your earning, and engineering can do that. That I can assure. So what you should be choosing? You should be choosing science at all cost. You can choose physics, chemistry, mathematics, or you can choose physics, chemistry, biology. But physics, chemistry, biology is it's close because it's for medicine. Or you can choose physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. The two options opens are PCM and PCMB. Okay. Now, how can you go about it? You can take up exams like JEE, mains and advanced, which you know, BISAT, state level CET exam, and all the deemed university level exams like SRM Chennai, VIT Vellore, but many other private colleges may not even have an exam, provided you have a decent mark. If they like you, they will kind of fundamentally take you after an interview. The top institutions in the country for you to pursue engineering: Indian Institute of Sciences, IISc, which is in Bangalore, IIT Mumbai, IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, BITS Pilani, all the campuses, NIT Trichy, Triple IT Hyderabad, ICT Mumbai, or Anna University Chennai, COEP, all of these are equivalently good institutions, but they may not be necessarily IIT. But apart from this, there is VIT, SRM, Lovely Professional University. Within Bangalore, there is BMS, RV, Dayanand Sagar. Okay. Karnataka is a great place for doing engineering. Tamil Nadu is a great place for doing engineering. There are many more that you can actually consider doing engineering. Okay. So what separates a placement letter from a career? It's about how you spend or which college you get into makes a bigger difference in your overall execution. Okay. And then uh, companies that can kind of hire you: Tata Motors, Tata Steels, L&T Construction, Reliance Industries, Mahindra, JSW Cements, Adani Ports, Vedanta, Bosch India, all of this for Indian big companies. When it comes to global companies, it could be Google, Amazon, Qualcomm, Adobe, Rubix, Microsoft, Nvidia, and places like that. Public sectors can be ISRO. These are all government owned engineering bodies like ISRO, HAL, DRDO, BHEL, okay, BEL, NTPC, and places like that. IT services, this is private but very popular both in India and abroad. But whatever you see here, mostly are Indian companies: TCS, Wipro, Infosys, HCL, Accenture. Okay, but a few companies are also from outside, like Deloitte and places like that. And deep tech can be Aether Energy, okay, Pixel, Ola Electric, both. You must have seen all these companies which grew up in the last few years. And we also have Flipkart, Swiggy, PhonePe, Freshworks, Zomato. These are also engineering companies that can actually pull you in. Now, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. This is few universities that is there abroad, outside India, to take up engineering. MIT, USA. In fact, it's the top in the world itself. If you get into MIT, you'll easily get into Google. You'll easily get into Flipkart. Amazon. You'll easily get into the top five, right? Google, Apple, Netflix, Facebook or Meta, or Amazon. All of these places, you'll get like a no-brainer. Like people will come and snatch you and go. So, similarly, Stanford University, University of California. Okay, then there is a college in Europe, it's in Germany, I think, ETH, University of Cambridge, Imperial College, right? National University of Singapore, um, TU Munich, Germany again, University of Toronto. These are that is in Canada again, and you have to prepare for SAT, TOEFL, IELTS, or GATE exams for you to get into places which is outside the country. Okay, okay. They told you it was too competitive, but yeah, India ships 50 lakh engineers in a year, and every serious semiconductor, robotics, and aerospace team on earth is still hiring from that pool. And India has given one of the highest number of good engineers to the world, and all these engineers have also ended up being the CEOs of the global countries. Name it Google, name it Amazon, name it Microsoft. It's Indian engineers who ended up being the CEOs of the world's largest companies. By this, I would end up the session for the day. When I meet you in person, probably I'll definitely take a few questions. But yeah, engineering is a no-brainer to give an introduction to anybody for Indian students. But my only concern or only request for the students is engineering just does not mean mechanical, civil, and computer science. There are 40 different options. You have to self-evaluate or take your help of teachers to understand what within engineering can be the right choice for you and pick the right engineering. All right. Thank you, guys. Have an excellent day. I hope you all really enjoy.